Now then, we come to the culmination of the day's events. It's the fantastic race number 9, the Dubai World Cup, sponsored by Emirates Airline. And Sarah, who do you like in the big one?
I'm taking a homer horse with Life is Good, the 7 here. Irad went over. This horse is really unbelievable. His Pegasus run and amazing win there. I think he answered a lot of questions. I know he hasn't run this distance before, but rewatching that Pegasus, it looks like this horse could just go. He's jumping out of barrier 1B. He has great gate speed, great speed in general. So he's going to overcome that really, really easy. It would just be nice to see him win overseas. We've seen him perform amazingly here in the States, and he's run against unbelievable company, including one of our best sprinters here we have stateside with Jackie's Warrior, where he got a really close second place to Jackie's Warrior. So I think we're going to see quite a performance out of Life is Good.
So Sarah goes for number 7, Life is Good. Irad Ortiz Jr. on board, and what a leading chance he has. Joe, who do you like in the Dubai World Cup?
Yeah, I guess I don't know if this is a little bit off the board, but I did take Hypothetical, who was in the race last year and finished 4th. Lightly race coming into this part of the season in Meydan, was in the Al Maktoum Challenge the last time and ended up winning that race against Remorse. And then also before that was in the Firebreak Stakes with Mikel Barcelona against Strong Constitution. I mean, he's been racing really good at the 2,000 meters. He's been able to win 1,600 meters, 2,000 meters. He's good for the mile and a little bit above that as well. Draw number 13 last time and still was able to win. Against this field is a really tough field, just like all the other fields and all the other races in Dubai so far. I was really, really close. I wanted to take True Wizard, Country Grammar, Hot Rod Driver. You can't take them all. I think it's going to be one that's going to be off the board if Life is Good doesn't win. It's a wide open after that. So I'm going to take a chance again. It seems like with all my selections, and Hypothetical for me.
So Joe goes for number 6, Hypothetical. Interesting and excellent jockey, of course, Mikel Barcelona. Alistair, who did you like in the Dubai World Cup sponsored by Emirates Airline?
Number 7, Life is Good for me as well. I think draw number 1 is just really given him a huge advantage. Irad Ortiz up for Todd Pletcher. I actually hosted the Dubai World Cup draw at the Dubai Opera House on Tuesday night with Brittany Ayrton, which was absolutely fantastic. And I was actually surprised that half the crowd were a bit disappointed that Life is Good comes out of Stallgate number 1. Now, the way that I expect the race to be run, Life is Good is going to pop out well, but Hypothetical, his best chance of winning is to go off to the front. So I think Life is Good will get a nice run in transit, sit in behind and pounce. And if he goes 2,000 meters, and as Sarah says, his running style suggests that he won't have any problem going 2,000 meters, then I think everything's going to be straightforward. I just hope that he doesn't fall onto heels of perhaps 1 or 2 in front of him. I mean, I don't think last year's renewal of the Dubai World Cup is as strong as this year's. So True was in Magny-Cours. They're a year older after good runs in last year's Dubai World Cup. I don't see them going well. Hot Rod Charlie's such a fan favorite. He deserves a mention as well. Also, different preps. Life is Good hasn't been here for as long as Hot Rod Charlie. Hot Rod Charlie's been here all year. Life is Good has been here for about a month or so. But I think if that month of perhaps not going flat in his preparation, I think number 7, Life is Good, is as good a chance of a strong American World Cup winner since the likes of Arrogate and California Crane. I think he's that good.
So Alistair sounds confident there. Number 7, Life is Good. Alistair, I was reading that they were maybe considering that the dirt track might not be riding fast enough. Would that be a minor concern, or do you not have any concerns there?
I don't have any concerns. The dirt track's been running like lightning throughout the entire season. So I think the closer to the pace as possible, which I expect him to be, I think that'll be right up his alley.
Fair enough. Charene, are you also siding with Life is Good?
Yes, I agree with Sarah and Alistair. I also go for number 7, Life is Good, because he is currently the highest rated horse in the world. So I will be looking forward to his first trip over 2,000 meters on Saturday. Because Sarah and Alistair just mentioned that according to his victory in the Breeders' Cup mile, Breeders' Cup Dirt Mile, and the Pegasus World Cup. The pace was really fast, and he just can made it all. And so that's why I believe he is also be able to win again over 2,000 meters, especially jumping from gate 1, which will be very, very, very ideal for him. So I will be looking forward to the 7, Life is Good as well.
So Charene also goes for number 7, Life is Good. Last seen, of course, winning the Pegasus World Cup Invitational. Well, I, like Joe, decided to go for a left field selection, which probably explains why I have a 23-year-old car. And it's number 9, Midnight Bourbon. And it's ridden by Jose Ortiz. And he's just one of these horses that always pitches up. He might not be good enough. I'm kind of hoping that a few of the main protagonists just don't show up. It does happen in these races. Sometimes we're scratching our heads and saying, how did that happen? And I'm kind of hoping that does. He's a very consistent horse. He wasn't disgraced last time in the Saudi Cup. And hopefully Midnight Bourbon can run quite well. So just to recap, Sarah goes for number 7, Life is Good. Joe takes a rather left field selection, hypothetical. Alistair and Charene both in agreement with Sarah. Life is Good, number 7, and I'm going for number 9, Midnight Bourbon, and that is in the Dubai World Cup, sponsored by Emirates Airline. So now we come to the best bets selection, and that is where Joe represents the beer garden and Alistair represents the world. So let's start with Joe. Who's your best bet on the night, Joe?
Oh man, out of all the races, ever since I seen Azure Coast win the last 2 times, and Alistair's called Azure Coast, and that impressive win in the 2000 Guineas was really, really good. He was so far back and ended up making a lot of ground and still won by 2 lengths. Now he's going to be up against one of our good horses here with Pinehurst under Bob Baffert. I was really contemplating between the 2, but I think as a better bet, maybe you could get some of your money back if you play it each way. I'm going to say Azure Coast in the UAE Derby. So that is my best bet. Also, the son of Street Sense looks really, really good. I think he could pop up again. I think he'll show up in this race too. And we'll see. I think he's going to put on a really strong performance. I wouldn't sleep on him if you were to watch the race. I know he's going to be so far back, but he's 2 for 2, especially against a bigger field. So I'm going to go with Azure Coast, race number 5, as my best bet.
So Joe goes to race number 5, and it's the UAE Derby sponsored by Mubadala, and he goes to number 4, Azure Coast. And Alistair, who do you have as your best bet on the night?
So I'm very confident that Manobo will remain unbeaten. He's in race 3, the Dubai Gold Cup, over 3,200 meters. It is his first foray over this distance, but he's won over 3,000 meters at Longchamp as well. He didn't win all that convincingly, but it was just his 3rd start. He took my breath away in his local debut, winning over 2,800 meters. He beat East Asia by 5.5 lengths. East Asia's back in this race again. I think Manobo's so talented. Off his rating of 113, he's far better than that. And I can't see anyone beating him in the 3rd race. I think he's the best bet on the card.
Right, so that's interesting. Alistair goes to race number 3, the Dubai Gold Cup, sponsored by Altair Motors, and he goes for number 12, Manobo. So just to recap the best bets, Joe goes to race number 5, which is the UAE Derby, and he goes for number 4, Azure Coast. And Alistair is going to race number 3, which is the Dubai Gold Cup, and that is number 12, Manobo. Charlie Appleby trained William Buick on board. Now we come to the quinella. Both of you pick 4 horses in a particular race. And Joe, who do you like as your quinella on the night?
Oh, I was going to pick race number 9, which is the Dubai World Cup, but I think that's going to be a really easy quinella, I'm sure. But I'm going to take a little bit of a tougher one. Race number 8, I took number 1, Authority. Really good last time out in Riyadh, winning the Neon Turf Cup, and then also the Japan Cup, second to Contrail. Also Glory Vaz, another one from Japan. as what Sarah mentioned, so I won't dive into that. Dubai Honor, number 11, with James Doyle, as I mentioned in the preview for that race. And then also Yabir, who is the Breeders' Cup Turf winner, beating Broom. So those are mine. So it's going to be number 1, number 4, number 11, and number 14.
So Joe goes to race number 8, the penultimate on the card, the Dubai Shima Classic. And as he says, number 1, Authority, number 4, Glory Vaz, number 11, Dubai Honor, and number 14, Yabir. A pretty solid 4, if I may say so. Alistair, who do you like as your quinella?
Okay, so I'm going to, near the start of the card, race number 2, the Godolphin Mile on dirt. I'm going with number 1, Al Nafood, who ran a cracker behind Hot Rod Charlie in round 2 of the Al Maktoum Challenge. I think that he's a horse in the up. He's lightly raced, low mileage. And Bupat Sema, of course, won this race last year with Secret Ambition, who's back again. Tag O'Shea takes a ride. So race 2, number 1, Al Nafood. Number 9, Great Scott, on the back of a excellent run last time up, finishing second behind Emblem Road, who, of course, subsequently went on to win the Saudi Cup. So I think that you can follow him with a bit of confidence that he'll be banging the race. Got a bit of an awkward draw to overcome, but he's an informed horse. Number 10, Mubaka, another horse who's in form. I think he'll reverse the form of number 5, Desert Wisdom. I don't think Mubaka had the best luck in running last time out, and I think that he's certainly able to run a bold race. And I'll go with last year's winner as well, number 12, Secret Ambition. I'll put him in. He's a 9-year-old. He can mix his form. His last run came in the Saudi Cup. It was disappointing. Back home, back to the right distance. I think that he won't be too far away either.
So Alistair goes to race number 2, the Godolphin Mile, and he starts up with number 1, Al Nafood. What was your second selection, Alistair?
Number 9, Great Scott.
Great Scott, number 9. Number 10 is Mubaka, and number 12 is Secret Ambition. And I think we've completed it. We've done the 5 races and also the best bets for Joe and Alistair and the quinella. And just for me to say, I hope you have a very enjoyable Saturday, a profitable one. I hope you enjoy the racing, and we'll see you again next week for Happy Valley. Until then, bye-bye for now.